you if that happens. So I'm interested to see how it goes.
Does Ence lose this, Yanko? Make it quick.
Yes.
Okay, well, that would be quite the upset, quite the turnover on its head. For us, we are ready to jump into the game. The map is overpass. The matchup is Ence versus Dignitas, and this is IEM Fall RMR. That's right, we're in the EU section now, and we're going to be heading out over to our commentators who are ready to go. Alex and Chad, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, man? I'm just hyped for this one. I mean, it's been so long since I got to cast Forest. Never mind the whole Dignitas boys. Halvor Vendetta Gullastol on one side, Jornanat Dilepanen on the other. It's game time. We're getting into our third of the day. The best of ones have been absolutely a whole lot of fun for me. That Sinner's Complexity game, ridiculous. Had a lot of fun on Nuke, and now Overpass, another treat.
Well, I'm excited for this. I want to see, right? Forest, we all know, we all love him.
We did an age check,
33. Right, there's nobody who does it quite like this man at this age. He is setting the boundaries of what is possible in Counter-Strike as far as age goes. They've given the guy the P250 on the pistol round, if that wants to instill you with a bit of faith.
And the highest rated member of Dignitas.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how Zerk, another name to keep our eyes on here, especially on an AWP-heavy map like Overpass. Smokes on over and away we go. Heap to lead the charge. Heard some good things about him.
Yeah, Vendetta's found the good Norwegians. No surprise there.
And in we go.
Oh, they've got nades for the plant to deny. Do they have two? One and a second. Freiburg, solid catch, and the bomb is denied. Game on. Heap to step into the plate, and now already D is on the push from Bank. They will get it down. Heap is surely going down. He takes one with him. And now Forest is ready to play for the after plan. A 2-on-2 established. They have a smoke and a kit, Chad. This is not going to be fun. That's a big duel to win. Forest has found him, but they're not ready for the defuse. They can't find him in the smoke. D-Hub under their noses. He'll pull it out. A knife kill for 1,500 into the bank account, but that's an Ence round.
Oh, dearie me. Close but no cigar right there, but wow. I want to talk about the ramifications immediately here. Forest has 4.9k. They could actually buy an AWP and drop that across.
Imagine.
Legitimately, they could do that right now. This one got very close. I like the smoke wall. I've seen more and more teams doing this. It gives them an avenue to take different angles at fights, closing down some of the range of those USPs here, but everybody's favorite combo. Now, look, it won't be the AWP buy. That would have been awesome to see, but they've gone for the AK instead.
Yeah, but he's managed to whip out everything.
Full buy.
It's a full buy, yeah. I mean, a P250 frag into a knife kill, that will get you pretty flush for cash. Forest is on patrol. First M4A1 spotted for the boys' events as well.
Quick note, we'll keep this one in our back pocket here. Door blown off. We're obviously seeing more and more that come into the meta. Just to see which teams do it, which don't, and when they like to use it here. So that's going to force out the smoke of the T's, and Freiburg hanging around to make sure that there's no cheeky info. The jump spot should secure that. And there's 4 players leaning this B site right here, right now. Hades will need to get a move on back over towards Spinks, who's sitting top A right now. And they've been able to get the defense in a standard 2-3 scenario. Snappy will be the swingman here. Diha and Doto, the double Ds. A little bit of utility left. Forrest has been left up to his own devices here over towards the bathrooms. Looks like he's going to go for a lurky boy maneuver. And he's actually been spotted and scouted on down to 31. Ooh. He's going to get taken out, so that's huge from Hades.
Yeah, that was one of the 2 AKs, and he doesn't even fire a bullet. 2 scout bullets, and now aggression. If there's a flash, this is the end of Dignitas. It's not, it's just trying to nutmeg as it fades. Halzerk's posted up. Freiburg's looking the wrong way, and already the bullets all connect for the CTs. That's a disaster for Dig, and only Heap. Too many men, and Hades' scout will find a second scalp. Not bad at all, an AK upgrade found. That's a great response from Ence. Not only did they have a great response to the Dignitas plant, we had a stack nades and a response to that smoke wall, but now they've come in and dealt with the force convincingly.
Yeah, convincingly. I think that's the key word right there. And I'm going to be curious to see here without this map, because Hades is an individual who's been more than on our radar with the Ence games that we've had the pleasure to watch and cast. He's been fantastic. I've really liked what I've seen from him. We already had Diha from about 1.5 years ago. We really liked what he was giving us. But the conversation with Hades is the AWP. And the AWP on the other side is Halzerk. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this Dignitas project and when it came together, it was Get Right, Exist, Forest, Freiburg, and Halzerk. And Halzerk was meant to be their cherry on top of this cake, right? He was going to be the workhorse of this team, the guy who was going to be putting up very big numbers. Now, whether or not that manifests, we'll have to wait and see. Freiburg was telling me some very good things about Heap the other day and the type of individual he is.
Cool.
And Halzerk has a cool mustache. So, look, everything's coming together here. Just the Deagles now. 4 of which spread across the map. We haven't even talked about Lecro. We haven't even gone to the Lecro history. Like, he's had a very up and down history, hasn't he? So there's lots of fun little nuggets here. Dignitas are one of our Swedish representatives. Would be great to get a Swedish team through to the major, obviously, with it being here in Stockholm.
Yeah, I was reminiscing about the Swedish crowd of Malmö 2016, where Lecro made his debut and actually won the tournament. That's quite the shot out of Halzerk, but Spinks is there. And not too much more that can go awry. A jumping Deagle attempt from Freiburg.
Everybody's favourite, the jumping Deagle.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
Very successful, obviously. Oh, the nade. Not getting the deflection I think Deha was hoping for, but here you go. Mincemeat now, and 3-0 to Ence. Now, we know that Ence, you know, when we do see them in Pro League, they looked awesome because they were just getting away with these crazy fast plays, hitting the top site, being here, there, and everywhere. Now, when you take their looks against the teams in the tier 2s and the tier 3s, it doesn't always go their way, right? So Dignitas and Ence are probably in similar positions. I think Ence are a bit further up that totem pole. Dignitas doing their best to nip at the heels. They don't get an opportunity to play against the best teams in the world too often. So for Dignitas, this is a chance to put themselves on the map as a team to be worried about.
I mean, we're going to get Dig versus Vitality, OG. It's going to be interesting to see how they interact and mesh. Same for Ence. And all spotted. Hades with his AWP in play, catches the side of Forest. Will smoke himself out for the reposition. Safe and sound. Opening kill found. Spinks is going to have to extinguish, or maybe not. Yeah, yes he is. They know where he is. And there's 2 there to bail him out. The nade looks well placed. Freiburg swallows it, as does Heat. The Swedes tagged up, and those MP9s and FAMAS are all the more threatening now with a HE from Snappy. Heap, you are taking some gambles if you want to try and clear out Spinks. He's still there, and Snappy provides. Halzerk keeps it even, but Spinks unchecked. Manages the spray well. So many frags in such a short space of time. Is actually, just as the dust settles, a full 60 seconds for Halzerk to piece together a 1v2.
Has a decent amount of nades to do so. Has the bomb now scooped on up, and he's going to have to find the poles here. Deha and Hades have opted to split on up themselves. One towards A, one towards B, and the MP9 is in the hands of Deha over towards this B site. If Halzerk can isolate this fight, he should have the advantage. Oh, and that sound cue of the smoke is going to really hold him at bay here. He's going to have to disrespect it, otherwise he'll be waiting till about 10 seconds, and that's not going to give him much time to find exactly where Deha is. So through the smoke he goes, and he should be dead. Okay.
Oh, Heaven. Heaven is an issue. The util should buy time. Straight down. Oh, Hades, loud about it. Sound cue heard. Halzerk piecing together the clutch here to post Dignitas is first. I love this. Should have him.
Just.
Oh. Hades is crossed through. He knows where he's coming from. Crosshair is placed. As it fades, spots him out, and that's the clutch for Dignitas. Delivered by Halzerk and an AWP for good measure. That's his signature weapon, ready to ply his trade. Their funds aren't ideal, but that's what happens when you have to convert your first in a one-on-one.
Great stuff, right? I didn't think he was going to have any chance in that. That smoke, the fact that he's crept on through it, I was like, wow, Deha's going to just get a gray screen here. So that frag right there was the difference maker in this round. It's not an easy clutch to win, and just pedaling into each other right there. Good awareness from both players in this situation. But Halzerk with the read. And that's one there that should get the boys of Dignitas fired on up. They can buy back in, you're right. The guns aren't great. MAC-10, 2 Galils, an AK and an AWP, and aggression.
Again, they might boost. Wow. Oh, that's a decent molly. Spinks again, forced to smoke himself out. 2 players to find, though. Lots of bullets caught. Spinks down, they'll assume it's clear, and oh dear. Snappy will at least convert one, and Heap's so low, he could very well go down as well.
Yeah, might just want to get away with his life here. Lecro's found one in the meantime.
So much aggression from the CTs. Look at this, 70 seconds. They're already pushing Monster as a pair. We've got a 3v3 very early in. Bombs loose. It's still within the T control. They're just poking and probing.
Bit of a biff, yeah, really. This is going to stall things out. If you're Dig, you're hoping that they continue to leer forward with more of this aggression. If you're Ence, you're hoping you get a chance to cower on back, but how far does Snappy want to go? I thought he would have been flirting with the idea of a push right there. We know Snappy likes the RG-Bargy, but it is back towards B. And the early warning signal of this water position with the silenced M4 could be good for a kill or 2. Remember, Heap is still low.
Toto just missed the monster smoke.
Oh.
So this advance will not be halted. He actually threw the smoke and rotated A, so it leaves Snappy on a bit of an island to defend this. And you can see the missed smoke there on the bridge. Snappy, he's got a prime position here. It's up to Heap to clear, and that's lovely. We'll take 2. Forest unable to trade, and now all onto Halzerk. He does charge up the monster, would love the first, and he's missed his shot. Gives a chance to bolt it, and now he's just having the gap closed. Hades runs him down, the no-scopes connect, and that's the end of that. Ence return to control, and that orb continues to be juggled around.
I think control is the key word because they have control of the economy and the rounds right here, and they should even be able to post another. Double orbs carried on through. The defense is only going to start looking stronger and stronger. And this here from Snappy, right, 2, yeah, you can see how he's going to get away with that. The low HP of Heap and the spacing being actually quite close means that Snappy doesn't have to do too much adjusting right there. So great stuff from Ence here. Going to stretch their legs even more so just up against these 4 Deagles like Util. And yeah, Dignitas really need to get something going here. These games can run away from you very quick, especially when it's aggressive, because the communication for Dig is going to be all over the shop. You know, you've got you guys in connector, they're under pressure, there's pushes coming through B. See the snack nades there. They're not going to find anything, so no conditioning happening whatsoever.
Yeah, there's some info for you if you're the CT side. Ence will react accordingly. Spinks knows he's got time to set himself up into a power position on long, and actually equipped with the AWP for this, a double AWP from Ence.
Yeah, and actually, if we wanted to start talking about potential problems, if Hades misses the first shot and they take some space, Dig could get into the site here. A plant would be great. There's one flash.
Big if, though, Chad. Hades, typically one of the most impressive members of this Ence squad. Seems like a very consistent pair of hands on the Zoom banger. And a well-timed smoke as well. Doesn't really get much better than that. Now he can focus all of his attention on Banana. 15 seconds. Hang on a second. Is Spinks? Okay, he's taking some gambles here. And with the pressure now on his teammate. Oh dear, a miss from Spinks as well. It's up to Hades now to react. He's getting swung on from multiple angles. Chad, it's all coming through. Because now they've got the plant, and they may even have a bit of a round here. Forest has got an AWP. So has Heap. Forest controlling the toilets. Diha would have to somehow hit this perfectly. Forest denies. A second now in the feed from him, and that's the end of that.
Save, get on out of there. The double orb setup, so susceptible to those pistols. It was that one flash in the positioning, right? Spinks hanging around. If you're playing 2 orbs on the site, right, that's going to be even scarier. So Spinks expecting to maybe have a little bit more wiggle room right there.
Do you think he fired a shot? I suspect we caught, because we cut to his Forest's cam just as he was swinging in, and I didn't see any damage being hit. Perhaps, yeah, Spinks just a little trigger happy.
It was, like, the timing on that was great. Like, Forest peering around that corner as the rest of the teammates are swarming onto the side there. And Hades, he did miss that first shot, right? He was still able to get 1 in the mix of things. So, not too shabby, but it could be a great round here for Dignitas to start working with. So here it is. Ooh, hard to tell if he pulled the trigger on that one or not. Heap here gets rid of Hades, and yeah, open for business at that point. Diha was the only one here that could buy them some space, and couldn't find anything right there. So going to cobble together a buy here. Ence one of those teams that love a force buy, right? They absolutely love a force buy. But
because Snappy is like Scrappy-Doo, you know? Do you remember that kid?
Yeah.
As a kid, I remember him. Oh, we got a boost coming in from Dig.
Not the tidiest.
A full 5. Oh, and he takes his pot shot just shy of the mark. Well, that's a lot of info. You know you can take space, and space they will take. Instead, Snappy's been punished. Freiburg dives straight down into the underpass successfully. Spinks is in playground already. Freiburg better be considering this. You've made it so clear you boosted. You've got to be anticipating some CT aggressions. And here he comes. No info. Nothing. They could be a party. They could and are in playground. Someone's going to have to stay responsible for that initially.
A little bit concerned here for Dignitas because they should be going into a stack. You can see just on the other side, Lecro. He's going to have to find the toes here of Doto.
Wow. It's a perfect spot. Uncleared, still has full short pipe info. It's Hades, though, with a lot on his plate. Molotov indicates their intention, and that's a perfect flash. A miss from the AWP, though. They're into the site. They've got to clear this out. Back is turned, and 2 bodies drop. The bomb is loose, and Ence immediately vying for control once again.
Double orbs now.
Yeah, MP9's not bad, though. Diha's MP9 used by Freiburg very well. A missed shot, though, from Spinks. He's all alone, and Halzerk will make it 3. That is Dignitas immediately returning to control here on Overpass.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Freiberg.
Yeah.
I think that's how the old meme would go. Gets the opener there in connector and essential kills because Halzerk and Lekro had AWPs, right? Now, the reason they had those AWPs was because they won the low by sure, but that becomes so awkward. You lose your riflers. Those are the
Where did the first two go? So Heap and Forest immediately caught before they could jump down. Yeah, that worked out wonderfully. Nice work from Freiberg.
The flashes were great, right? You could see how much space that Forest and Heap were able to get because of those flashes, and then they would go one step too far into the Lion's Den. But now they can tie things up 4-4, and a nice little flash here from Snappy. We'll get anybody peering on out, and the only member in danger, I would say, is Forest. That's the flash.
Oh, still hits it while fully blinds and taps. And it looks like they're at least making this quite costly. It's Doto's P250 that's managed to at least find some damage. In fact, 2 kills, $600 in his pocket.
Get that bomb down, Lekro, will you?
Could you do that now?
Start that 40-second timer for us. We know where he is. We'll hold the guns. Oh. This is, look, they wouldn't be running double AWPs on the T side if it wasn't for that scenario that unfolded previously. So we're not going to see too much of this after Lekro dies. This is just a temporary thing, but it is starting to sketch me out a little bit that he was left on his own for so long. They get it down now. It just seems so weird. 2 AWPs on
He's got there.
AWP side.
And if they miss their AWP shots, yeah. But unfortunately, yeah, if you have just tuned in and you're a bit of a newer Counter-Strike player...
Threw right away.
Oh, they did.
They've just got it right. No
Enough's enough. Enough's
this is
enough.
getting silly now. There's been a few sketchy situations, guys. Let's get another AK, shall we? Oh, dear. Okay, well handled this one. Look, the problem is, when I see Doto in these rounds that seem almost unwinnable, you remember that one he had on Nuke during EPL?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that Doto is a little bit of a clutcher. Like, I think he's got a little bit about that in him. So we'll see if he's able to pull one out of the bag here. But here we go, underway.
Messi.
What was Forrest just lining up there?
I was intrigued myself. That's the Molotov he was lining up. Ooh, get some info. Both of them do. It's a two-way street. An aggressive CT stance. I mean, take a look at the map. You can see how far forward Ence are choosing to hold this, and a lot of responsibility on Doto's shoulders. We spoke of him earlier. He's got an entire Dignitas squad heading his way.
This is great. Whatever caused this pivot is perfect.
Yeah, holy moly. They're coming into the perfectly unstacked site. Doto's playing retake. He's not even going to contest. Oh, he doesn't get a chance. Trying to tuck into Graffiti, but the frag comes in, and oh, Forest is in such a power position for this rotate. It's back in. I think they might want to pull the plug on this. I can see them starting to magnetize towards long, yeah, party side. They will just throw in the towel for round 9.
What was the tell, though?
Interesting. Maybe the util from Forest was enough to make them think they had a full toilet control set up. I don't know.
That's very interesting. So there's something that just happened on the map there. It's made Freiberg make that mid-round call to head on back over towards that B bomb site, because otherwise they were going straight into the den of Ence here. Now, I don't know if you want to really have a look right now. Heap's going to signal that the hunt should... Okay, never mind. The hunt's not going to stop. Just keep running into Hades' AWP, will ya? He has quite the line straight on down. Forrest wants to get his hands on that AWP. Is he going to get a last-ditch attempt to pick it up? He's been able to grab that, no dramas whatsoever. So, honky-dory right now, 5-4. Lovely stuff. Dignitas has taken the lead here in this T-half, and we're talking 4 rounds on the trot. Here's the slither gap that Hades is working with. You gotta be brave if you're Halzerk picking into that, don't you? It's like the tiniest of
And you've just seen like his body rolling down the stairs before you.
Hold up, I'll save you.
I'll get him.
Well, it's not the end of the world right here. It's the first timeout called for Ence. And they'll be able to get a gun in the hands of Doto. Just depends on what they want it to be. See, you have 2 options right now, because in the next round of play, it is the max loss bonus. I was gonna say what you could do is you could be conservative with your investment, but they're going to make it completely work here. So they've dropped an M4 from Hades across to Doto, so forget that line of conversation altogether. It's just going to be an all-in. Snappy into a full set of nades, the same for Doto. Spink's investing as well. They are going to have enough money on 3 out of the 5 players here for a buy in the next round, and yeah, maybe even 4. We're getting the 4-man stack out one more time. And they've run the same play, Alex. They've gone heavy A again. 4 players from Ence defending this A bomb site, and just one man, Doto, isolated over towards the barrel position, and Halzerk's not going to see a single jump peek. He could stand there the entire round. I don't think he would see a single jump peek over towards this B bomb site.
How long are you going to hold this?
Yeah, this is very, very...
It's very rare to see it past the 1 minute 15 mark. They're still up.
Oh.
But they just saw him rotating A. If that's the info that they now commit to the site with.
This is
crazy.
crazy.
I'll scream.
They are...
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
At least Doto's back on the site, but...
Where was he going anyway? There was nobody there.
Just having some fun.
Okay. They're just going to walk into B for free, I think.
Yeah, it's that same round again. Oh, Freiburg. Freiburg's been pushed and Snappy's bested him. Bomb uncontested for the plant here. Lekro confirms that Doto is graffiti. Molly now arrives. That stops Hades' contest. And a smoke on top for good measure. That's great from Forest, but from behind they strike. A bad miss from Halzerk. It's given the advantage once again to Ence. Forest has to do a lot with his position here and already heaps under so much scrutiny. Everyone down. Diha. So much impact from Heaven now. Too many men for Lekro to contend with a 1v4. Makes it a 1v2. There's no way. From behind they can strike and Hades will. That's Ence's 5th, and this is some different flavored Counter-Strike.
Yeah, very, very interesting scenes right there. Halzerk did get caught off guard by that flank. You could see him desperately trying to flick on around to get that kill onto Spinks. But this here is just odd. Like, you're right. You never really see that boost held together for so long. It's you take your shot, you get on out of there, that's it. And then the fact that they walk into B, they get it for free, and then it starts to get a little bit frazzled. You can see Forest there. He's pushing out because he's trying to... that kill that
Heaven smoke as well.
They missed quite a couple of bits and bobs right there. So, scrappy around the edges for Dignitas here, but that's a lifeline for Ence now. Back underway we can go. Both teams with full buys. AWPs for both rifles, utility, defuse kits and all that good stuff. And now it's not going to be the 4-man A lane. We're back to normality, I think. Really like the B bomb site. Again, Dig just pushing the issue over towards B. They're not even looking in towards A whatsoever, and they're setting up for this explosion.
Diha wants to fight, and Lekro's greeted him with a bullet. Freiburg's so far. All the flashes are good. Somehow, someone needs to kill Hades, and he will eventually. That's the end of that. Wow. Doto's hiding in plain sight. The smoke won't save him forever, and yeah, that's the end of him. And the end of our 11th round. Dignitas stubborn in their B commits.
Yeah, I think the conditioning of that bomb site right now is getting a bit more difficult to deal with here, and I love the approach. They were in so quick, like the util felt like it was still in the air, and Freiburg's already up and in his face. And if you're not too familiar with Freiburg, obviously one of the more aggressive elements of the NIP days, it's good, I guess, that the in-game leader meta at the moment is to be aggressive. Think of your Nafanis, think of your Arts. Obviously, we see Carrigan. He's been doing those aggressive maneuvers forever.
Hampus.
So, yeah, Hampus is another great
lurky,
example.
but aggressive.
So I think it's good, like, for Freiburg to be able to you know, have a little bit of a look at what those type of in-game leaders are doing and use that in his playbook and his arsenal.
Hello. And
Great.
goodbye.
Oh, he didn't let go of W, did he? 3 kills for Freiburg, and that one just kept on hunting him down, and back and forth we go with this economy situation for Ence. You win one, you lose one, you're back in trouble. You could see Diha didn't quite know where he needed to be, right? Because the util was coming on over. We can see these smokes on the site being dropped, some extinguishing mollies, some trying to act as a bit of a wall here. Freiburg still has all his nades. I don't know how many he picked up from his opponents right there, but he was in. He was in the thick of things. And there's one of the new boys, Heap. One for the future for Swedish Counter-Strike. And here we go. Ence down to just pistols here. Dignitas. 7 rounds looking very, very likely here. As long as they can dispel these deagles. This is a great showing for them early. How many what do you reckon our Swedish representation is? We got Olof and FaZe.
Yeah, Aura.
Aura, right, yep. Obviously Dignitas.
Frib and oh, you got a lot, actually.
NIP.
Yeah. 4 Swedes.
Fnatic with 3.
There's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, but how many are going to make it through?
How many Danes are here?
Oh, the Dane one I think is crazy. Like,
Still
you consider
high, right?
around. Well, we got Snappy in the server right now. We've got Device over at NIP, Copenhagen Flames, Astralis, Heroic.
FPX of Farley.
Yes, that's true. There's probably FaZe have Carrigan.
Oh my lord, yeah.
Yeah,
They're everywhere.
Keep on going.
Yeah. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs, Lecro.
Got a shot from?
Yeah, I don't know if he has quite pieced it together. It could still go awry here. Lecro saves them. All good in the hood for Dig's 7th. I think it's a safe bet when Doto's still alive and there's a smoke up to have a look at that, because he's been up to no good in those. And that's going to be timeout number 2.
Ooh, okay. There's been some interesting CT-sided gambles, first of all, right? It hasn't been the clear-cut standard Counter-Strike that we've seen. But where the wheels started to fall off for Ence was that Deagle round, with the double AWPs holding A. That is when the wheels started to fall off. Spinks long, Hades in the site. That round there, you can track since that point. I think it's only been 1 round on the CT half 1 for Ence. They've been in a bit of a tailspin, and they've been trying to get out of that tailspin with some of these gambles. The fact that they lost to that fast B explode from Dignitas, that's one of the pocket strats we're talking about. You can see that execute. It was very well rehearsed and planned.
And you know it's a perfect pocket strat when Halzerk's getting 2 flash assists.
Yeah.
You know, like that flash was gobbled. Everything worked at that point. Freiburg missed the first 12 bullets of his spray, but it leaves with a round and 3 frags. Let's get into it. All right, Ence. It's been long absent from a consistent pair of rounds. The first 3, in fact, is the only time they strung together something. Oh, wow, long-range duel for Doto, and he manages to spray well. Takes down Lecro, and that's an opening kill for Ence that's been long absent.
Again, it's like a CT aggressive gamble maneuver, right? And that's, I guess, a way that Snappy can get his boys to set the tone of this. Because it's paid off this time round, they've done quite a lot of damage here. Lecro dead, and Freiburg on half HP is going to give them a lot of buffer room to work with. They've been passive on this A site, right? So they're able to rotate between the bomb sites very easily, and they don't have to leave B, right? They've dissuaded and they've swatted them away for the moment. Dignitas are going to have to be very diligent on their clears, right? They need to make sure there's nobody still up close. We're going to have to make sure there's nobody in that water sewer position, which have been an aggressive scenario for Ence already within this game. So it's going to bleed a lot of time off the clock, but again, it does feel like we're looking at another B finish.
Time for a 4-man set piece.
They might have a good contact, you know, because there's no info over towards A, so...
Yeah, just a bit of util out of Freiburg. Is safe from it, and oh, he's missed his first opportunity, so Freiburg's still going, drops the bomb down the pool, and oh, Diha, so much damage from him, only Halzerk and his AWP, but he's just about bolted it in time before Doto finds his second. Okay, Ence, they respond with another.
They picked up double AWPs again. Guys, it didn't go well when you did this last time.
It really didn't. That was a low by loss, wasn't it?
So come on now. Let's see how you want to wield it this time around. Are you at least going to separate the AWPs on the side? Are we doing the double A defense again? Great stuff from Diha here. Kills just coming his way easy as you like. And a lot of silence M4s for Ence. It was 4 in total in a round like this. But important rounds here for both teams. Whoever loses this one's going to be going into the final round of play with
They're
not
going
much.
quick, dude. Really quick. That nade looks destined for glory. Doto's down. More to be found. Lecro, he's got his flight path ironed out. He knows what he's got to prioritize here. And oh, straight into the open Snappy with the double. Diha's here for good measure. Something from he, but no scope from Spinks. It's all coming up good for Ence. And that's the end of that. Diha just says, get out of my sight. 2 rounds in a row. This is a solid lockdown from him, and he's been on our radar for some time. 15 frags, remember, the top of the scoreboard for Ence. Definitely right there alongside Spinks and Hades is some of the more impressive performances that I've seen. What is going on here? 3 AWPs.
I love it and I hate it all at the same time. It's so out of the box. Like Snappy, when you look at him on maps like Nuke, is the guy who's like defining the way that stuff should be done. And then right now in Overpass, he's doing so many crazy maneuvers, gamble stacks, aggressive maneuvers, triple AWPs, and 1 into connector straight away, mollied away, hot toes, and out he goes. It feels like Dig have only used, like, for the majority of this half, 1 part of the map, right? Sure, they had their early forays over towards that A bomb site, but there's been a lot of stubbornness over towards this B bomb site. And now with so many AWPs on the table here, going towards A is difficult. You need to make sure every piece of that utility is perfect. And, oh, aggression again. They're going to set up for a maneuver right here, right now.
Perfect flash. Freiburg has no idea. Very brave to peek back in, and he does. Diha wins out the duel. Spinks is set up for success onto Forest as well. And looks like Ence have just about kept their head above water and above Dignitas. 3 versus 5. Spinks actually hiding in the smoke, hiding in plain sight. He wants to stick around. Why not, I suppose, when you got the man advantage. Hades Orb again in the feed now, and Elbow spotted, and those orbs will connect and convert. Call it 8-7, swapping sides, and we will be right back. A quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the opening game of Group C here at IEM Full RMR.
Three times the charm, as they say, and in 2014, that statement couldn't be more true for Ninjas in Pajamas. After DreamHack Winter 2013 and ESL Major Series 1 Katowice 2014, this legendary Swedish roster took their third shot at winning a major championship trophy. And in the grand final in Cologne, they faced their natural rivals from Fnatic. It was 1-1 in the maps, and everything would be decided on the third arena, Inferno, where after the initial Fnatic lead, Freiburg helped NIP turn the tides and in time, make history in Counter-Strike.
Wolfmeister will find the shot on Exist. Freiburg does return, picks off Pronax. He's still here though, and he's going for more. 2 big frags. The third man is here, however, and Freiburg somehow opens it up single-handedly. All 3 frags.
Oh, he picks up a quad kill. He could do even better than staying alive. His praise. Freiburg misses, and as the ace, he picks it up single-handedly. Ruins Fnatic. What a play.
Yeah, they done told me to be myself. So when I went and found myself, the ones who told me back then be true to who I am ain't think we was really gonna win. Now they watching us from the sidelines while we trying to victories like we in high tides. I'm getting my prize. Only thing my eyes is locked in on. Have a milli mine. I want it right now. Don't waste my time. Family in a penthouse with a view sky high. Blood, sweat, and tears bring more to my eyes. Cause the whole gang winning. I done gave my life. Odds low, but we did it, ain't we? And we always moved in, never on the same thing. Now our lives are highlight reel. We like the thrill. This life's ideal. The hype is real.
We know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. 'Cause that we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids.
A very interesting head-to-head for us, ladies and gentlemen. It is Group C. We're bringing you here on one of the 3 simultaneous streams. For our first day of IEM4, this is the EU RMR. Regional Major ranking, looking to lock in a spot for the Major. Dignitas and Ence, and only 1 round separating them after our first half. It has been fun. It's been fruity, and now it's Ence's turn to attack. This is typically where Snappy gets up to more hijinks. So I'm intrigued to see how that interacts with the Dig defense.
I want to see some Tech 9s out of Snappy this half,
Yep.
that's for sure. But fast towards B we go, and we're about to have a biff.
Lots of them on short. There's 2 CTs here, and this USP cancelled by Forest, a defensive smoke, which has left a gap for Freiburg to put bullets into as well. Another headshot from Freiburg. His USP's looking ready to go. Forest sent to the Shadow Realm, and with the Glock, he's losing health fast. Where's the trade? Halzak needs a reload. Heap does not. And now Spinks, no armor, and just 20 bullets in that Glock. 2 to find, and they're both going into him. He's already found one. He could get another. Just saved by Halzerg. This first, but most important frag. That's the pistol going Dig's way.
Okay, well, look, I know that it was a 2-on-1 in the favor of Dignitas there, but Halzerg still had to convert. He's had 2 clutches so far, right? When you think about that one that he had within that first half, that was quite nice to see. And this one here is a pistol round, which is going to really set Dignitas off in a very, very good place. Great shooting from Freiburg there. And now I think we will get to that Tech-9 Snappy come straight back into play here. A P90 of all weapons for Heap. So we will stay glued to this gentleman right here. 50 bullets of fury.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets any action. It looks for now they're going to charge into Halzerg's. FAMAS 2 on the spray. Forrest, I think he's been spotted out. This is getting a bit sketchy for Forrest. He's holding his nerve. He does need to take one down. Hades denies, and now an MP9 delivered, and the P90's fallen as well. Oh no. Dignitas suddenly furrow their brows. Lekro and Freiburg to save the day. Ence silent about this. Oh, I think he's holding... No, he didn't get any info on that.
Oh, if they creep through Monster, though, Freiburg is in a world of hurt. It's actually a pincer. Has to worry about both.
Timing's everything on this. If Hades is too early, he's looked the wrong way to delay his own push, and Freiburg, hearing the pin pull, will advance. Now he has to worry about Monster. He's doing it all here. Freiburg, good on the pistol, not so good this time on the MP9. It falls to Lekro. Otherwise, Ence will fight back for control immediately. Wonky smoke. It's enough, though.
There's a kit there just near the site as well, so if Lekro wants to go for this, he has a real chance, but I feel like Doto has done a lot just with its position alone.
Behind them, maybe, because of the way Diha was looking, he'll piece it together. Hasn't considered it. He's dropped down. Will he consider the heaven push? It's too... Oh,
sorry.
Far out of the realms. Oh, God, Doto only just. Bit of a weird one there. Ence will take it. Okay, kooky counter coming out.
Halzerg did a lot. He gets 2 kills. Forrest does a lot of damage as well. That's why I said he has to get 1, because otherwise they lose complete map control. And I think Heap scrambled to try and take back space. So what's been happening when Forrest is in a fight, he's called 2 players, right? Forrest knows that there is one pushing him from the T side, and he knows that there is one also connector. So Heap's scrambled with the information he has, and he went down to Doto. So Heap's death in that situation was actually the worst out of the lot, unfortunately. And now they're coming B.
Oh, and Freiburg got a little stuck. He's now caught out completely, flashed off, eliminated.
They forced as well, and the round's already done. This is 10, double digits guaranteed. Dignitas have to save, right? Like, they have to just hold on to what they invested in. Halzerg, you can see he just has a Zeus. He is trying to save for that AWP, but the rest of them, there's no point. Don't give up this investment. Take the double dip. You were just completely outpositioned, and now that aggressive calling of Snappy, it's really being felt. Just a hard B, right? It's not as simple as, hey, let's just rush B. There's obviously utility behind it here, but straight in they go, and off the back of a force buy, that is really going to sting right now for Dignitas, because they did a great job in that first half when we consider the gun rounds. They win this pistol, they converted, they could have had themselves a buffer. Now, it almost feels like Ence, I know they didn't, but it feels like they're going to win both pistols, right? Because they should get 3 almost out the gates at both halves.
Certainly, I mean, that pistol did come down to a 1v1 as well. Spinks very threatening in his low armor Glock play, but Halzerg did secure it for the Dignitas boys. 10-8 the score. And as Chad has outlined, it's a bit bleak for the Dignitas boys. They're going to have a second bite of this force buy. Utility, not a single nade in play.
Yeah, have to keep it pretty conservative here. So unless one of them can step up with a massive Deagle moment right here, it is going to be 11 for Ence before we get the guns underway. We do have one more round of best of ones coming up here this evening. It's going to be Fnatic versus FaZe, but let's see.
I reckon we got a Zeus here. And now a Galil. Oh, no, okay. Problem solved. Doto's here, as is Diha. Is that Forest Deagle left to play? Scouting the perimeter, after plant positions. Safe. Not far off the mark. Snappy collects, and so will Ence. A successful Zeus, though, for Halzerg to report.
I'm sure I'll be ecstatic about that one.
He's so happy about that. He's actually like, guys, my Zeus stats have just gone up.
And that's it. It doesn't matter if we win or lose right now. So let's probably pack it up, boys, shall we? But this is do or die right now. I'm putting a lot into this round right here because one of the things when you have an in-game leader like Snappy who calls quite fast, it can really send you into a bit of a disarray on the CT side, right? It's hard to, because he can change the pace whenever. These pacey maneuvers don't have to stay in the mix, can throw some fakes. And if Snappy is able to really start calling rings around that of Freiburg on the other side of things, you might just want to pack this one up.
Oh, yeah, and you see Freiburg's much braver to go into the smoke and try and counter spray with the silenced M4.
They're out of nades already on this CT side, aren't they? We're talking 3 smokes, 2 flashes in total. There is a kit, sure, but look at all the nades over there for Ence. They can just set up for this B set piece, right? They can line up all the smokes, mollies, flashes, all the good stuff. And then it's just going to come down to Dig having to hit some shots. So here's a flash. This from Snappy will facilitate the door swinging open and this water control taken.
Yeah, they're actually going to be on the boost as the flash comes in. It could be a reactionary one. Oh, good timing. They're all blind. Lekro, too many targets. There's a lot of info, though, for the Dignitas boys to work with. A quick snap out of Doto. Snappy has found one as well. Lekro, you do need to step up to the plate here. First found onto Hades. That's important. And that will slow him right down. That was the bomb carrier loss. And at the 45-second mark, they kind of have a good idea as to where the rest remain. D is responsible now for that bomb retrieval. A boost onto Sandbag certainly isn't the worst port of call.
There's a huge gap right there that's been left open.
We saw that before on the pistol. D going looking. Crow, quick adjustment out of the Swede, and he continues to hold the spray for a second. High impact round from Lekro, 4 in total. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Dignitas.
It looked like it was about to be a car crash on the B side for Dignitas, right? Because all those nades were coming on in. Just the timing of that boost, even though they didn't get the kill off of the boost itself, I think that for Ence, it kind of throws things out the window for them. It's like, oh, yikes, they know we're coming. Like, of course we were coming, but now they have quite the idea of exactly what's on the other side. So it stalled them out long enough here, and great shooting from Lekro. Silenced M4s, they're here, I think.
They're here in a very big way. Aggression from the CTs, reminiscent of how Snappy was calling his CTs, actually.
And a lot of room. It's very important in this situation that Forest goes for info, because otherwise they'd be like statues. They wouldn't have any idea what is over in that playground. And now that he's pushed forward past the fountain, they can rejig this CT defense. Freiburg, does he know he's dancing with death?
This is such a common clear. I reckon Spinks, this is the new breed we're talking about. His crosshair's bang on the noggin if he clears this. It doesn't look like he's even going to bother with it. Instead, contesting with the door side. Wants to smoke out the heaven, and they are going to try the same kind of maneuver again. Oh, Freiburg strikes perfectly, and that will keep Short under a scrutiny. Heap, too much on his plate, still finds the head of Diha. More to come. Oh, it's perfect. Hades on one side, in fact, the only one remaining. He's already tagged up. The flank comes in from Forest, and that was picture perfect from Dignitas. Well handled. Freiburg, his presence alone, completely nullified Short.
It felt like they held the belts and braces on that one as well there, because even though Forest was the one who got the kill on the flank, Lekro was there as well. So let's say that round stalls out a bit. You can send Forest in fast. Lekro can have some wide spacing on that, and they might not expect that second man coming on in. So very good stuff for Dignitas now, and now we definitely have a match on our hands. 11-10 the scores read, and Dignitas would love to tie things up.
Tech 9s, baby.
Freiburg into an MP9. He could have been dropped an M4 from Forest here, so curious one indeed.
Hug that left wall to avoid the wall bang. Snappy does take a chunk of damage from Forest silenced M4.
Looks like B again. Both these teams loving the B
Forest,
executes
excuse
here.
me, it must have been Freiburg silenced that. Or Heap.
Oh, they're past. They're in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, and his MP9's not going to get him far. Perfect nade right onto him, and they're coming again. Stubborn about this B site. Heap now has to step up. He's done well to find the first, trying to disappear. He's got support now. Lekro, some silenced taps, unable to find the head just yet. Whittling away. Heap another. Good damage indeed. The nades could do damage, and Snappy has found himself a weapon to play with, but he loses it immediately. Another one from Heap this time. Doto does well. Double from him, and now he has to do it all. Denied. Heap with the ace. That's the whole squad from the Swede. And it looked so good for Ence until it didn't.
Yeah, they get into the side, that nade kill, great way to kick things off. It's like they've negated one of the harder positions. Freiburg's done. The plant's very, very good. It means that maybe, just maybe, they might want to go for another classic snappy force buy. I think at this stage of the game, just take a little bit of the save, but great stuff from Heap here. He was the only man to deal with this while the rotation came in, because Dignitas went for a 2-3 split, the 3 being over towards that A site. So slowing him down, denying all of that. And you can see a bit of frustration for Dodo there. Did hit some nice shots of his own. And a smile on Mr. Adam Freiberg's face right there. So here we go, back into a lighter buy scenario.
I will say that's probably great for Heap after that P90 oopsie. You know, he's come and denied an entire team's site take as a one-man unit. Brilliant work.
So if you're in Ence's head right now and you're wondering why they've gone for this type of a buy, Doto right now, 21 kills to his name, AK in his hands. If they can get 2 or 3 kills here, regardless of winning the round, they'll keep Dignitas' CT side economy exactly where they want it. Heap spray not getting anything done. Halzerk's all with the flick on down, and it felt like that one could have missed. But the second for Halzerk, he continues to light things up with the third, and now it's just Hades, the last man standing. Ence have been dealt with here.
That's my kind of AWP. Loving that. Oh, Halzerk. Seeing, I thought he had it, you know, like that's he had that flight path ironed out. His crosshairs bang on. Halzerk's just quicker.
Well, they didn't get those kills I was talking about on the AK by any means, so the hero AK kept honest.
Spinks pulled the trigger first, but yeah, not quite the head, and Halzerk profits. Great shooting. Oh, I jumped out of my chair.
Yeah, look, that would have been an AWP lost in connector, so it would have been a massive scalp to take right there. So good stuff and starting to pick up steam. This is where we get into the business end. Snappy has his boys with his guns, the AWP for Hades. Hades with 11 kills. It's really been the Dihar and Doto show. Yeah, but if Hades comes alive now, he just needs to find him an opening, just something to work with here. Back to B?
It might have to be, honestly, yeah.
It's running out of ideas here.
We're going to watch, yeah, probably about 25 out of 30 rounds of overpass being teased, taking B. I wouldn't want to go near the underpass, I'll be honest. If I'm D here, I might just sit on the pallet, sit on the Guardian angle, and play that one nice and passive. Oh, wow. Oh, ouch.
Lordy.
Yeah, Doto's caught some flack straight through the taps from Lekro. A good flash. Both gobble that one up. Where are you off to, Halzerk? He's going for a clear. Doto's been Molotov'd out of position. Halzerk connects onto Hades. 2 impactful rounds, and if that smoke blooms before they get out. Yep.
Oh, they are screwed.
They are absolutely bamboozled here.
Look how battered they all are. Spinks and Dihar just copped a chunk of damage as well. Doto with that earlier spam on through from Lekro. I don't want to say it, but at this point, you're probably thinking, are we better off just saving? You're going to run in at half health versus 5 CTs who are all really, really juicy right now.
2 bullets from an M4 now into your center of mass.
Yeah, and they're going to take a moment or two to identify exactly where it all came from. Looks like Snappy wants to have a crack here. He's lining up some util, but this would be a miracle round to pull off. They're being given space, so there's a positive.
Yeah, and if Lekro's misses or, say, flashed off, need another one of those, though. He avoids it. The bomb's in. They know he's on the boost. We'll have to change his plans. That's the first. Snappy's gone. And it's desperate for a plant. Great play again out of Lekro. Him and Heap taking it in turns to be the heroes of this B site, and there it goes, locked in. Dignitas have responded with a very comfortable conversion.
This is actually great. Like, what we're seeing from Dignitas right now is super positive because Forrest, traditionally the highest rated player for this team, we're getting a lot out of Heap, we're getting a lot out of Halzerk, and Lekro is chipping in as well. Now, Lekro is not a rookie. Well, we won't call him
a rookie.
Not by any means, right? Not by any means at all. So, like, it's really just these 2 youngsters here who are showing a lot right now. A lot. You consider for these guys as well, they've only really come about in this pandemic era, right? So it's curious to see.
Oh, if I'm Doto, I just get a little, you know, if my rage level was at 80, it's just up at 90 after that one. He's at least avoided Lekro's taps. Gets to stretch his legs towards shore. Snappy really is stubborn. He wants to hit that B site again. Heap, Freiberg, aggressive ahead of the flashes. They're just going to run into him with their backs turned, and a double out of Freiberg. Nearly 3. Snappy dinked. On the retreat, that's a bit of a problem now. Lekro's going to have to step up in a big way. Forest can lock him down. They can't rotate out. Great shot onto the toes of Snappy. Finishes what Freiburg started. But it's Doto again in the feed. Hello. He's got something here. He can go around the world. And it'll take a while for Lekro and Halzerg to not be cautious about B.
I really like Doto in the clutches. I think that he's got something. I think he might have something here as well. The fact that he's been able to get moving instantaneously with the bomb on his back, the M4 in his hand, and enough HP to work with. If he gets that bomb down, will Halzerg hear the footsteps here?
Nothing, he's cut noise. You'll hear the plant. Doto to clutch for Ence. A lot riding on this. Oh, and he goes ahead of the pack. Halzerg, there's no trade potential there at all, and so Doto strikes, thinking it through. He's opted for Optimus. Okay. Loud now, Lekro stampeding in towards him. He's played this so well. The Finn keeping his cool, no surprises there. Doto's just booked him. And to deny, it's perfect, and he does spank for his third. That is magnificent from Doto. It was such a chaotic round, but as soon as he's in the control, as soon as he's left alone, it doesn't look at all chaotic.
I really like him in the clutch. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Obviously, this guy, he's not one of the Finns that we think about, right? But he's been very good for Ent in moments like this.
Yeah, that's two nasty deaths from Heap in this best of one, but he's still, of course, and let's not forget, acing and defending in middle of the scoreboard, 18 frags. But going down, it did slow the round down. Forest only good for the one.
Oh, it's really just hit me that was just pistols.
Yeah.
Ah, that one really stings now for Dignitas. You don't want to be dropping those so late in the piece with what should have been a gimme round for 14 and 2 away from picking up the victory here. So if this one spirals out of control as well, check out the CT bank balance. You lose 1 round to pistols, or you lose 1 round at all, and you're already down to Squalor. So they need to convert here. Big opportunity for Ence to run away with this map now, and it didn't seem likely just moments ago. So Doto, that clutch worth its weight in absolute gold here.
Brilliant play. I like the angle from Halzerg. Up on the bin, elevated angle into the party position. Not a common pre-aim, that's for sure. Who peaks first, Hades or Diha? Or is it in unison? Oh, he's been spotted. Ah, perfect. Ence have found the AWPer, and that's the opener they were hoping for.
Real trouble now, like real trouble for this point for Dignitas. Somebody else needs to step up with a multi-kill. Forest is up to the plate here. Players all around him.
Oh, there's a dink. D has kept honest, but they know where Forest is now, and Lekro's actually decided to double down. He wants to join him on long. Heap's even flirting with a rotation. It's the right call to make.
They're gambling, eh? They're all rotating over.
This could be good. Very light on util. They don't have a way to deny that plant. Only the 1 HE. Holding from long, and I'll give you the audio-only version. 15 seconds, the bomb does go down. Spinks onto Heap, and more required. Doto falls. It's a 3-on-3 retake. They have got the kits. They've got some util. A flash will sail through for the first engagement. Freiburg to take it. Oh, he's lost his head. Spinks good shooting. That's his second, and now Ence will find... Oh, no! Forest has got them both.
8 HP.
8 HP. Time-sensitive mission for Forest. This means so much. He'd need the first bullet, and Diha's ready. My God, let's go. Ence have taken Dignitas down a peg, and now they've got nothing really in the bank account. It's going to have to be Deagle's Ence to pull ahead. An 8-7 half. We're here in the second at 6-5. Incredibly close. Let's see this one again.
Oh, these Forest shots.
Yeah, 1, 2, it just holds the spray. It's Diha that just holds his nerve. He's got 8 HP. He takes the fight early. Not waiting for any sound cues, no funny business, and damn, Snappy wants to get to the major. Close, certainly, to start off with a bang. You've got this, I think anyone would consider this win compulsory, considering the group, that Group C, you know, you've got Vitality, OG, only 2 go through. This win is compulsory for both.
Boy, what a position to find yourself in if you're Dignitas right now. Right, the money situation, it is, let's say, far from ideal. The ramifications in a best of one of losing rounds to pistols, we saw it in the first half, right? When Dignitas picked up theirs with the Deagles on that A site against Hades and Spink's double AWP setup. And then you get that Doto clutch, that little masterpiece around the world, finishing off, isolating the fights, really just snatching it away from Dignitas here, and they are under the pump right here, right now, and it's back towards B we go. This one's quick.
Yeah, this is going to be vicious. Redemption perhaps for Freiburg and Heap. Just the deagle for Lekro to try and voice his concerns. Freiburg's only got a USP, so I'm going to slow my roll. Spinks, the complete opposite of that. There you have it. Halzerg weathers the Molotov to try and take one down, and that's all he has to celebrate. 14 for Ence, just 2 rounds separating them from the best of 1 win.
All right, well, here we go. Anything could be coming their way right now. If you're Dignitas, they've copped the B bomb site in their face a couple of times here. They've occasionally defended, occasionally gone on down. The AWP back out for Halzerg here, and well, this time over towards A.
That cheaper M4. Beneficial. That's a quick take from Hades.
What do you do right now?
Yeah.
Where do you go
Stack
if you're Dignitas,
or...
right? Like, do you play for info? Do you sit back and play a 2-2? Do you gamble? What are you going to do in this situation? You've just lost your AWPer. He's dead. You lose so much map control, and Forrest is walking into 2 of them.
Yeah, if he gets into this tight corner, it's going to come down to his intuition as to when to strike. He's hanging around in the off angle. Snappy and Diha, no slouch. They will clear you. Just going to come down to the head-to-head, trying to get the info. Forrest gets a nice early warning as to where this duel is coming from. That's one.
Not enough.
It's not. And they can slowly continue to choke out Dignitas here on the defense. 3 remain. Lekro just thirsty for information. He could have caught a bullet there. That was risky. Flash is decent. Hades ready to drop his util. They're coming. Here comes Snappy and his cronies. That was a well-timed smoke. If he can just use that to reposition and be unpredictable. They're coming, they're looking for you, and he's down as well. Freiburg has to be the hero. He's got 1, but it's not enough either. A 1v3 demanded of Heap. The new addition. New Swedish talent, and that's the end of that. 15 is found. It's peanuts and pocket lint for the final round.
Oh, the heartbreak that Dignitas are going to be feeling after this one. How they got to this point, how good it was looking. Doto, the absolute menace.
It's that clutch.
That is the swing round.
That's the clutch.
It's without a doubt. Like, there's not even a conversation about it. The impact of that one round and the ramifications that's had here on the tail end of this half. The emotions in this camp have just completely changed right now. The scoreline was going to be 14-11, and Doto has just propelled them 15-13 now.
Yeah, not only is he clutching the most important round of the game, he's also hanging out at the top of the scoreboard. 26 from the Finn.
Surely it's enough. These Deagles, the Scout, they need a miracle.
Yeah, there's a potential for it. Necro boosted up. And if that door swings open, if Doto goes looking, but he's not going to fall foul to that. That's some audio for Doto to work with. He be aware the potential for that boost to still be established, though he did hear the dismount.
And again.
He also heard some rotation steps. It's 3 here from Dig. 40 seconds. They're going to get beaten at their own game here. Another B commit. Diha, bit sketchy here. Heap tries his luck. Oh my God, he's taken 2. Where did that come from? Through the body of Diha, he finds the head of Snappy. Heap still ready to defend. The bomb now down. They have to commit, Chad. 20 seconds. And they're coming into Freiburg's domain as well. They swing out together. It's a partnership, but it leaves Doto again in the clutch. 14 seconds. Surely it's done. Lekro confirms our suspicion. Spinks has got multiple targets, but not enough bullets. And Dignitas say play on.
A lifeline. An absolute lifeline right there from Heap. The double kill on the lurk through the monster tunnel.
Let's see that one again.
What a round changer that one was right there. You're thinking, okay, you understand they're taking it slow. It gets dicey and the double kill completely stalls this out. The bombs drop. Doto does his best, but there's just no time to get this one. They can't isolate the fight, and that is a huge round right there. You got to be happy with that. They're still in this. It's overtime, all 16-14.
Roller coaster emotions for everyone involved.
Oh, another loss to the Pistols here. And the Buys are back out. Halzerk, unfortunately, just still with this scout, but the rest have got rifles. Toto tagged away again here, and is it going to be a slower approach again from Snappy? They're fanned out across the map. Maybe the time was the issue in the previous.
It's a different setup, though. They're going for something else. They want it to feel the same. Forrest has got audible util in the underpass. He's got Halzerk alongside for the ride. Oh my god, Lekros found another opener, this time straight through the boards. It's rare to see that actually connect.